One night, as Max lay in bed, he heard something strange. Tiny sounds, like little cars driving, like people talking. But the sounds were coming from under his bed. Max slowly leaned over the edge of his bed. He looked underneath. At first, he saw nothing but darkness. Then, a tiny light flickered. Max blinked in surprise. Under his bed was a tiny city with glowing buildings, tiny streets, and moving lights. Max carefully climbed down. He lay flat on the floor and looked closer. The city was alive. Tiny cars zoomed past. Little lights blinked everywhere. Suddenly, a tiny voice called out, "Hello up there?" Max looked around. A tiny person was waving at him. "Would you like to visit our city?" the tiny person asked. Max blinked. "Visit how?" The tiny lights began to glow brighter. Suddenly, everything around Max grew bigger, or he became smaller. In seconds, Max was standing inside the tiny city. Max walked through the glowing streets. Tiny cars drove by. Little people waved and smiled. Everything felt magical. "This city exists because of imagination," the tiny guide said. "As long as you believe, we are here." Max smiled. Suddenly, the lights began to dim. "It's time for you to go back," the tiny guide said. Max nodded. "I'll come back, right?" In a flash, Max was back in his room. Everything looked normal again. The space under his bed was quiet. But as Max climbed into bed, he saw a tiny light flicker again. And he smiled, because he knew the tiny city was still there.